We're live.
Ooh, good morning, then.
Morning, good morning. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Try New Tech with Shannon J. Gregg, PhD. I'm Jason Anthony. Each week, we dive into the latest and coolest tech, SaaS, and AI products to help you stay ahead of the curve. Today, we're exploring Gamma app. Shannon, did you know that um, preparing a 10-minute presentation can take you anywhere from 2 minutes to 2 hours or 20 hours or more, depending on what you're trying to do?
Jason, I wish I did not know that, but I did know that because I do a lot of presentations between speaking about technology for work or the university class that I teach. And I personally hate creating presentations. I am not a very creative person when it comes to looking at a blank screen. I get completely frozen up. I know what I want to say, and sometimes I follow that TED style where you just put a picture so you're reminded as the speaker what to say, but that's challenging for your audience to have zero words to anchor them to the screen.
Yes, presentations seem to be the bane of most people's existence. And I think a lot of times you get that writer's block and it's hard to kind of, you know what you want to say, but getting it out there. And so I think Gammas could be a pretty cool tool for a lot of people. So I'll go ahead and take over and present here and we can dive in and see what it's all about.
Awesome. While you're doing that, I'll say hello. I see we've got some people joining us. Good morning. We are live. This is something that we're so excited to share with you because Jason and I found that we would sometimes just text each other and say, hurry up, hop on. I want to show you something I just found. And we were basically doing unboxing videos. And I know, Jason, you're a parent, so you've had to watch these, suffer through them.
Yes.
Well, our children are watching other children open and then play with toys. And then I realized, that is exactly what we're doing. We're like, hey, hurry up, jump on a live stream. I gotta show you this toy. And so we figured we would just show everybody all the things that we were unboxing and quit keeping it to ourselves.
For sure. And there's so much new tech out there, a new software, and it's hard to keep up. And yeah, unboxing videos for adults couldn't be a better thing, I think. And yeah, so this is pretty cool. So sharing the screen right now, this is Gamma. The nice part about this is that you can create a free account with your email. And if you can see on the left-hand side here, you get 400 credits. So that allows you to kind of play around with what they're doing here. So we'll just jump right in. And Shannon, what type of presentation should we create? We're going to use AI in this particular one. And this is a really nice user interface. I think it's pretty easy to choose from here. So we could paste in text, we can use AI to generate, we can import a file or URL, which is also, I think, pretty cool. So maybe you have your existing doc already and you're like, you know what, make this better. So that could be a great option. But I think maybe for our purposes today, we just generate one from like a one-line prompt and see what we can get it to spit out.
Heck yeah, let's definitely choose generate. And I have an idea. It
Sure.
just popped into my head. I see a lot of elder millennials are doing these parties where they're inviting their friends over and having PowerPoint presentations to tell them what they really do at work or how their last vacation was. So why don't you generate one telling me about the last vacation that you took?
That's great. I just got back from vacation, so this is perfect. So let's see. Let's see if I was in the Pacific Northwest. So let's make a presentation on traveling the PNW and driving down the Pacific. Ooh, can't type today. Pacific 101 Coast, which is exactly what I did, and it was amazing, by the way.
I love it.
So immediately, wow, we've got a quick outline here that you can edit. It looks like you can move these around. Actually, we can edit. So we've got exploring, driving down, breathtaking scenery along the way. Coast. This is crazy, freaky. How like exactly what happened and what I did. Oh my goodness. Culinary delights, local flavors. Let's add in here craft beers because one of the big things that I made sure to do was stop along, find local breweries, talk to the people, and see what everything was about here. So
That's great.
we have the ability to add different cards if there's some stuff that we didn't see here. And then this is pretty cool here. You can actually see if we want it to be super detailed, brief, or medium. We'll just keep the setting at medium. And then AI images, or we can add web image search, which is pretty cool. And then image
That is
style.
cool.
Let's do like, what kind of style here should we have for the colors and mood?
Why don't we make it like mid-century modern,
Okay,
nostalgic, which is, I'm sure, not what your trip was, but if I were really giving this type of presentation to my
sure.
friends, I would want to make it kind of smooth and ambient because you're probably doing this sitting around drinking some craft beers, right?
For sure, for sure. So we've got 8 cards, and it looks like we're gonna get charged 40 credits. I think if for a free account and we have 400 credits, that's totally not a bad deal, and we can
Real
gives us a lot
reasonable.
of room to play with. So we'll go ahead and continue on to the next step. All right, and then we can pick a theme here, and we can have AI generate it. We can shuffle the theme. Let's see what happens here, or we can just kind of scroll down through. And I think if we're gonna go maybe modern or beachy, we can let's just maybe we have AI generate. There's a lot of choices.
Yeah, I love that. Let's let AI decide. This is one of the reasons why I feel so excited about this is I remember when I first saw Prezi probably 10 or more years ago, and I thought, wow, that's it. This is going to change the world. It was very labor intensive, and look at this. Oh my
This
God,
is amazing. Check this out. I mean,
wow.
instantly.
Does this look like your trip?
Let's see. Oh my God. Yes, actually, hike this waterfall looks just like where I. Oh
Are
yes,
you
it's
in that picture?
similar to Newport. It could be right.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's the Pacific Coast. This is amazing. Exploring the Pacific Northwest. Very cool.
This is so great. I love this because had I not just surprised you with that topic,
Yeah.
you might have been able to look through this and say, okay, I can tighten it up a little bit more. If you were actually giving a presentation to your friends to let them know about your trip or show,
Yeah.
the new version of a slideshow, this has to save so much time to help you really focus in on the highlights of your trip.
Yeah, well, I think the other thing too for me especially is, I'm a stickler for design and aesthetics, and I want everything, especially my presentations to be really dynamic and kind of have that wow factor. And this takes a lot of that out of the equation, right? Usually you're starting on that blank slate, like you said. I've got to change my headings. Where am I going to put my picture? How am I going to format? It's plugging these in for you. And, we can go in here and just edit all this on our own. It's got a nice little text editor here,
Incredible.
even an AI feature, right? So we can say expand, condense, and kind of, get some of those GPT style kind of tweaks made here. But I'm loving this. This is great. I stopped at all of these places too, which is I'm sure they're all the popular destinations. But yeah, as I drove down the coast rather, these were all the places that I went. And these pictures are like eerily similar. I know they're generated by AI, but they are like spot on with some of the things that took place here. Let's see, fresh delights, caught seafood, craft beer scene. Yeah, this is super
Yeah.
cool.
This is wild, and, I read some academic research one time that said planning a trip gives your body almost as many feel-good notifications as actually going on a trip. So
Wow.
you are having one of those days, sometimes it's nice to just say, hey, here's a place I've always wanted to go. I'm really interested in what the spice stalls look like in Morocco. So I'm thinking now, instead of pulling up my Excel, Google sheet and planning a whole trip, I might just pretend I took one on Gamma.
That's a great idea. I didn't think about that use case because you know what I did for this trip actually too is I used ChatGPT to give me like suggestions in a rough itinerary. I said, "Hey, here's where I'm going. Give me some suggestions. Here's how many days I have." And it spit out a lot of great suggestions. And then I'm like, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Let's revise it. And then I kind of used that as my North Star as I was going around and then just kind of crafted the trip on my own there. But this would be a great idea too, because then you have like a more visual kind of itinerary or
Right,
suggestions that you can kind of go off of.
right.
let's play with this image here. Let's say like, okay, I'm going to present this to my friends at my friend shindig.
It always comes back to shindig.
Comes back to the shindig, right? And then we can swap these out with our own pictures, which is pretty cool. You can change the styling of the images. We can move these around. We can add links. I think that's pretty cool too. But let's see on the AI option. Let's make this more visual. See what happens here.
Love this because we're trying to show things that will appeal to all styles of learners, right? You've got visual learners and auditory learners and kinesthetic learners. So your friends may look at this and say, oh, that's too many words. But if I can see food and I can see produce and I can see beer,
Yeah,
be a little more drawn in.
this is great. Yeah, and I think like if I were gonna do this too, I would actually like I could swap these out with my own photos, right? Like I couldn't take enough photos out there, but you know, some of these are great as is. I'd leave like this hero kind of opener here, maybe swap out with some actual, you know, craft beers and some of the restaurants. But other than that, I think this is like in less than a minute, you know, we've got, you know, 8 to 10 pages of easy presentation.
Absolutely wild. One of the things that I always recommend to people, you know, my students and my clients is just start somewhere, right? You don't
Yeah.
have to make it perfect from the get-go. And I think that's one of the things I love the most about Gamma is you can get used to it as a consumer first and then put it into your business application because that is the easiest way to learn new tech. And I think that's one of the things that you and I love the most about it is we can always think of different scenarios and situations where we can use these. And my gosh, with 400 free credits, and let me be clear, we're not being sponsored by Gamma. You and I are just out there finding things.
Right. Yeah, this is great. I was able to change the theme too, so it's a little lighter, maybe a little more beachy vibe. So, no, I like that point too, and I think, you know, just AI in general, the way that it's being used now, you know, especially, you know, I've been recommending to a lot of people just use it as a guide. You know, use it as a way to generate outlines. It's not going to get it right every time, right? It's a learning language model. It's not, you know, actual, you know, artificial intelligence yet at this point. So it needs to be, you know, watched and have some oversight. And I think, yeah, to get the creative juices flowing. In this particular case, I mean, you could fire this off as a PDF, and let's see how can we share this, right? So we have our presentation. We can share it. We can collaborate. Looks like I can invite you if I wanted to.
Awesome.
We can share the Gamma link. There's some advanced settings here. You can upgrade obviously to remove the badge. And then we can export PDF PowerPoint, which is nice. So I think this would be a good use case for the export to PowerPoint. Let's just say you've got a small business or a brand. We need like a template, right? Here's our template. Let's export this to PowerPoint. That way everybody is going to be consistent with the branding and the look and the feel when you've got your team out there giving presentations. So that could be pretty cool. And also see an embed option here, which is nice too. So we can add this to your website.
That's fantastic. This would be so helpful for, you know, not just people who are giving presentations to their friends, but for businesses in so many different ways. And I'm already thinking, of course, how you could tie it to Canva, which is another wonderful app that I think a lot of people are really familiar with to control your branding. And if you are a small business, you should put together a one-page sort of branding worksheet that identifies your font, your colors, those sorts of things, and then teach all of these point solution applications that you're using what your branding approach is, because then you'll remain consistent. And I think that's something that will make your business look more polished and bigger and more attractive to people.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, this could be. I would assume Gamma is the PowerPoint killer at this point, right? Like, if after using this, do I see myself going back into traditional Keynote, PowerPoint, and creating something? Absolutely not. I think even at the free level, you know, I've still got 300 plus credits. I can still fire off a bunch of these. Looks like we've got a ton of even just pre-made decks sales presentation, startup pitch. I mean, there's a ton of stuff here. This is pretty amazing. You've got an inspiration tab.
Wow.
Yeah, this is pretty.
Incredible. You know, when Google Slides first came out, I thought, oh, this is it.
Mhm.
We need to collaborate. We've got this real-time sort of document that we can share between people. But as much as I love Google and the Google Suite, Google Slides have not changed. There's been no updated themes. Very easy to import yours. But if you're a solopreneur, small business, or just a person inside of a larger organization, it's really boring to keep using that same format theme that you've been seeing for 15 years on Google Slides.
Yes.
I don't know what the math is, but this feels super exciting and thoughtful. They've already thought about the things that you might need as a business.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a workspace user as well. And I think, one of the troubles with historically Google Slides and traditional PPT files is the conflict between, converting or using them. Somebody sends you a PowerPoint, you open in Google Slides, formatting's all wonky. You've got to redesign it, and it's not consistent. That would be one thing I would, if we had more time, I would explore further with Gamma. Let's export it as a PowerPoint, import it into Google Slides, see what happens. There may be some stuff there, or in this particular case, this could just be good out of the box where you're not even, again, you're omitting even having to use that step, and you're just using this and then going forward with your presentation. So pretty cool stuff.
So easy to use, really, really easy to understand. And I think when we think about the principles of user adoption, software user adoption, being able to open it and immediately use it, I think it's that IKEA effect. We don't want a lot of direction, right? We want to open and understand it right away. And Gamma certainly does that.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Definitely something that I will be using a lot more moving forward. And let's see where we're at here with pricing. I don't know if it's on here. For a friend. Oh, the upgrade. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, so free plan. Obviously, we got our free 400 credits plus $8 a month.
What?
That's not bad, or 196 annually, and then a pro. I kind of like this. You're getting rid of the branding, everything in the previous custom fonts, analytics, longer AI inputs, premium image models. So that's cool. So they're gonna bump up the models that are being used, so you'll get a little bit better output and quality and imagery. Up to 30 cards. So if you have longer presentations, I mean, for $180, I spent more on a coastal dinner on my vacation. So, I think for the bang for your buck here is pretty crazy, even at the paid plan.
No question. That is amazing. And I would guess, my guess is, because it's still a fairly new product, this feels like beta pricing. So if you're not watching this live, which I see some people are, hey, I think you should hop on it pretty quickly. Start using it free, try it out, see if you like it. And one of the things I found about a lot of the beta level point solutions is if I like it and I get on it quickly, I get to grandfather that pricing in. And I think even what I paid for Zoom 7 years ago compared to what Zoom is charging and capable of now, there's a huge difference.
Yeah, early adopter benefits for sure. So
no doubt.
I might just snag a pro account myself here.
I don't know why you wouldn't. This is so great. This is beautiful. I love Gamma. This has been incredible and fun. Anybody who's watching this now or later, please comment if you enjoyed Gamma, if you would use Gamma, if you're already using Gamma and have some unique use case ideas like the one we came up before, which is use it to start planning things, and or what you'd like to see us review next, because I know next week, Jason, I have something really fun in store for you.
I'm looking forward to it.
I won't tell you what it is yet.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe and like the channel, obviously, so you don't miss an episode. We kind of throw these out to each other unbeknownst, and we're just kind of going off the cuff here. So we surprise each other with a lot of cool new programs and software. So make sure you're checking it out.
Fantastic. Well, I will see you next week, same time, same place, with a cool new tech for us to try.
Thanks, Shan. See you soon.
Bye.